What's up, PokerBrandon here, coming at you with the session videos that get right into the poker action. This is session 11. This is going to be 6 significant hands played at a 2-3 no limit hold'em table. Hijack opens up with the limp to $6. Big blind limps in. I see King 10 offsuit. I'm on the straddle with $300. That is the max buy-in at this limit at this casino located near Downey, California. I go ahead and open it up to $20 on the straddle. Hijack makes the call and we go 1v1 to a flop. Now normally with King 10 offsuit, I don't think you ever really want to be raising and doing this, because at a cash game table, I think you generally want to only be playing suited cards, suited connectors, because you're going to have better odds. This is definitely a gamble, but at this session, I guess I was playing to gamble. I continue because I'm under the gun on a straddle and Hijack is in later position than me. I bet $20 on an ace 9-2 flop because the aces are in my range because I'm the pre-flop aggressor. But after a raise of 3x to $60 with a guy who only had 160 total, I'm just gonna fold because I have no way to win. Hand number 2 is gonna be consecutive to that hand. That means it was played right after. I look down at a 4 of hearts. I'm on the big blind. The big blind is $3. I have 250 behind. I see Queen 4 off. I'm narrating this, and it's been a while since I've seen these hands. And actually seeing Queen 4 off, I'm kind of wondering myself, why in the heck did I play Queen 4 off? Normally, you just fold this all the time. This is an old video, but I guess I wanted to play it. So I made the call. I guess that was a limp because there was a straddle on. We're going 1v1 to a Queen 2-2 flop. I check it to the straddler who bets 10. Now I'm just gonna call this because I don't want to bloat the pot with a weak queen, just in case he does have a better queen or 2. I check it, he checks behind. So after it checks twice and another queen comes on the river, it's safe to assume I have the nuts now because I have queen, 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 2-2. Pretty much there's no hand that's gonna beat me except quads or a set of 7s or a Queen 7, which is very rare. So I go ahead and bet 50 just in case he might do some crazy call. That one's not gonna get through. If I wanted to get paid there, I should have definitely bet like 33% of the pot there, not 50. I went for an overbet and it didn't get me paid. All right, hand number 3 played at 5:57 p.m. I'm on the small blind. I have about $285. I see a 9 of spades. Cutoff limps in. And I noticed when I sat down at this table, I remember there was lots of limpers at the table and nobody was raising pre-flop. And I just wanted to be the guy that got the money in pre-flop and started throwing money around at this session. I wasn't playing too nitty. So I opened this up with pocket 9s to $20. Nothing really wrong here. Pocket 9s, if you can definitely play it well post flop, you can protect your money. Plus you can set mine. And after I open up to 20, the limpers and the blinds do not want to play. Now because I was opening a lot, I wanted to show the table that I'm not too crazy. I'm not raising with 7 deuce offsuit. At least if I'm raising pre-flop, I have something. So with all these opens I was making, my stack dropped $100. So I added $100 at some point and my stack went up to $330 now at 6:16 p.m. This is hand number 4. Under the gun limped in. I opened it up to $10. I noticed when I was opening up to $20 at this table, I wasn't really getting any callers and I wanted to play poker. So I lowered my open to about $10 here. and under the gun made the call. And I believe, yeah, we went 1v1 to this flop. 2-9-5 with 2 diamonds. Now, because I'm the pre-flop aggressor, I'm gonna continue to protect my money because I have 2 overs and a backdoor straight draw, which is good for me. I bet 15, under the gun called. I hate to see the call because I really have queen high. Turn card is a king, so my runner straight comes in. I still need to hit a 10 to get a straight, but that's enough equity for me to go ahead and continue because I have all the best kings in my range. Generally, if you're the pre-flop aggressor, you want to be betting cards like aces and kings when they hit the board because lots of players normally will put you on ace-king. And by betting, you keep your range up in the ace-king area. I bet 25 to continue and under the gun called. I hated to see that call. Now at this point, I'm really hoping to see a 10. 10 doesn't come in. 3 comes in. 3 of clubs. And this time, under the gun is not going to check. He bets 65. But I noticed something in this situation. The player who bet 65, this bet was just really weird for me. When he was playing at this session, he was not value betting over 66% of the pot like this. If he had a made hand, he was going for like 33% value. I mean, as far as the pot, he would go for 33% of the pot. So when I saw 65, it just felt too big. And to see him bet 65 when the 3 came in, after just a check call, it just really felt like he missed something, or he didn't have a hand stronger than a king. And because of this, because the chances were highly likely that he missed a flush draw, he missed a straight draw, or he has a hand weaker than a king, I just went for it. And I continued to rep ace king at least, or better. I raised it to 165 because there's no way I'm gonna win. But because the story I told was relatively powerful as far as me betting, opening, betting, I think it's gonna be really hard for him to make a call if he has a hand like a 9 or a hand like pocket 8s, pocket 7s. And of course, if he missed a flush draw, he's folding every time. And then I can get him off the ace high flush draw or the queen high flush draw. So that's why I went for this. It was about a 2.5x raise, and I got it through with queen high. I took down this pot. This is definitely where table reads come into play. I noticed he was a player that you could bluff. Some players you just can't bluff. But it was very good that I saw that he was definitely a player that could bluff, and I got it through. Didn't want to show that hand. You don't want to show that hand when you're at the table because you do not want to get those calls later on. Generally, you always want to muck your hand, you want to fold your hand, and you never want to show when you bluff. You might get that feeling like you just want to show the entire table, you want to show how cool it was that you got this bluff through and you want some props, but don't do it because it's like there's a 25% chance that somebody is going to hit a pair on the flop every time. That means you're probably never going to hit a pair, usually, when you play poker, when you raise with ace king. And you do not want players to know that you are loose. Generally, you usually want players to know that when you're putting money in, you got something because you want them to fold. It's always better to have players folding, I think, personally. All right, hand 5 of the night, 6:56 p.m. +1 opened up to $10 with pocket queens. I'm gonna raise it Sometimes I don't raise it, but at this 2-3 stake game, I raise pocket queens. If I'm playing bigger stakes, I sometimes would just call. But I raise it to $30 and +1 comes in, and we're gonna go 1v1 to a flop. My stack is $400 and 2-3-5 come in. He checks it to me. I'm gonna bet this because I have an overpair, but I also can rep ace. And generally what that means is there's a 2-3-5 there, and if a 4 comes in, I can still bet this. I could bet it because I can rep the ace, since I am the pre-flop 3-better. I also am a little bit worried that +1 might have an ace, and if a 4 comes in, I might be dead. But I also want to get value if he's gonna draw with that ace. But he just folds it. Probably didn't have anything worthy of calling with, and I take that one down. Generally with pocket pairs like queens or better, you want to be raising pre-flop because normally you're gonna bet again on the flop, and players will most likely fold if you size it right, and you want to be getting profit pre-flop before they throw away their hand. All right, consecutively, the very next hand, +1 opened up to 12, and I raised him again. I 3-bet him again because I had ace-king offsuit. And then button made the call. Now, this is one of the table situations where people start to think, okay, you're just being a bully. He's just raising people because he's being a bully, but that wasn't the case here. I had ace-king. +1 got out of the way. I go heads up with button, and flop is jack ace 2. This is beautiful because I have ace king, I have top. I don't have a spade, but not to worry. Not too worried about that. I just want to get value. The pot is $85, and I want him to call. If he's on a draw, like straight draw, I am blocking Broadway straight, or a flush draw. So I bet 35, that's about 33% of the pot. It's a little bit more than 33, but generally it's about 33% of the pot. That's usually a good pot size to get calls from every draw, and even single pairs, like a pair of jacks or a pair of twos or pocket pairs. 5 comes in after he made the call. So I still have the best 1-pair hand. I obviously don't be 2-pair, but I'm not really gonna put him on a hand like jack 2, jack 5, 2-5. He shouldn't really have ace 2 or ace 5 because I'm holding an ace, so that would just be very unlikely. So at this point, I feel like he could be calling me with a pair of jacks, a Broadway straight draw, or a flush draw. And I still want him to... Okay, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, at this point I wanted to deny all equity. So I wanted him to fold now his draw, and I wanted to take the pot down. I bet 225 all in, and he snap calls. Found that very weird. I thought maybe he hit a set on me when he did that. I didn't think he was just gonna snap gamble on me. I show my hand thinking I might not be good, but he doesn't flip over his hand, and then he says he's on a draw. So I was just like, okay, he's just gambling. That's just what he wanted to do. He made the call, turn, river is a 10 of clubs, and it looks like he was on a flush draw because he mucks his hand. Happy to see that. And some players, they just want to gamble sometimes. That was not really the right call to make if he was on a flush draw, because I was betting 225 into... I don't think the pot odds were right there, but he gambled and he lost. You want that when you're playing poker. For this session, I was in for $400 total. The max buy-in was $300. I added $100, and I left with $750 in a couple hours. Thank you for watching. I'm PokerBrandon. I'm out.